What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we are going to be going over chapter 222. Hey, L2s, Fortnite to the Apocalypse, the 7 Deadly Sins versus the Eternal King. We got a very nostalgic cover page of Meliodas and a very young Arthur before we knew what was going to happen. It is really nice to see Hawk on this cover because we have not seen him at all throughout this entire manga. And judging by the way Hawk is looking at Kath, yeah, I'm just gonna say it, that pig should have eaten that cat. But then again, we wouldn't have a sequel, so let's get into it. Kath looks down with his evil eyes, saying, how long I've waited for this. The day I finally settle the score with you sins. As he draws his sword, Hyperion, the 4 evils begin to twist and turn. Their damaged bodies are soon magically repaired, as if the attack had never happened. This amazes even Gother, who notes that they were near death and is such an astonishing healing skill. Well, I'm not sure about that. I mean, you have seen Bond taking all sorts of punishment, so to Bond, that was probably normal. King notes that Merlin had told them that chaos might lie beyond even life and death itself. While Deanne is also noting that it wasn't just their bodies that got healed, but also their armor. And yes, Deanne, that is not fair. I have to agree. Meliodas rallies his comrades, telling them that these guys are no joke. They'll probably be the hardest opponents that they'll ever face, so don't let up. But Bond has faced one of those guys before. He's talking, of course, about 𝐼𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞, who is just staring down at him. After what happened last time between Bond and 𝐼𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞, this is not going to be a one-sided fight. I am so curious to see who's going to win, the Master of Spirits or the King of Fenwick, now that they're both on an equal playing field. Kath, being the cat that he is, pounces at the opportunity, yelling, "Let's go!" as he brushes past his guards and heads head first against the 7 deadly sins. The usurper of chaos tells his knights that right here, right now, the 7 deadly sins shall be massacred with their traitorous friends. The sins leap into action, leaving Meliodas to face off against the usurper of chaos head on. The 2 kings clash blades in the air while Meliodas asks, "Are you really Arthur? Tell me, you bastard." With an evil grin, the fake Arthur teases, "I'm not sure what you mean," and then takes a hit from Meliodas on the side of a building. With one foot, really lodged into the side of that building, Meliodas tells the fake that the Arthur Pendragon that he knows sought only happiness for his people, never to be so egotistical or arrogant about ruling as king. Something that Kath obviously did not like doing, because it's not in his nature. Meliodas soon finds himself wrapped up in, I have no idea, some sort of weird tentacle. Oh god, the fan art of this page alone. While the fake Arthur hovers in the air saying, "Well, you've had a change as well, haven't you? Or no?" Flicking Meliodas away like an insect, the Eternal King yells that you've only grown weaker, while Meliodas is sent not across the air, but straight into the ground with great force, like a meteor. King and Deanne face off against 𝐼𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 in the background, while the citizens of Camelot weep in despair, yelling that it's madness. King Arthur was attempting to do us in himself. Inconceivable. The citizens cry their hearts out, saying that it's all over. But their loved ones still try to assure them that everything's going to be fine. Don't give up hope. But they're not, so why are you vanishing? Well, it's not exactly their fault. Gareth is sadly out of magical powers, so you better say goodbye to your loved ones. And good job on you, Gareth. I'm surprised you held out this long. With their true loved ones gone, they're now wondering what to even do now. All of their loved ones that they spent the last 4 years with were never there. Mere illusions, and the king they trusted betrayed them. After everything that happened, these people have no idea who they can even trust at all. Among the crowd, a voice tells them that it is time to judge with their own eyes. Judge what is true and judge what is not. And everyone knows who this individual is. It's Guinevere, freed from her tower and freed from the evil clutches of Cat Palug. She asked the civilians who deceived you, toyed with your minds, and tried to hurt you. and who fights to protect you, despite you denouncing them as great sins. The citizens of Camelot are left to see who the true enemy is, as Ironside demolishes buildings, sending rubble carelessly throughout the arena. In the midst of battle, the great sins, as they call them, are defending citizens as they run away to hide from danger. Diane blocking Pelgard's attack, and King defending them from the White Knight herself with his own sacred treasure. While the 7 deadly sins square off against the 4 evils of Camelot, they realize that they were all fooled. They believed that they could live in a paradise forever with those that they've lost. It was simply too good to be true. It led them to betray the very people who protected the world for so long, and are still continuing to protect them right now. Meliodas takes off his kingly jacket, so you know he's getting serious. It's the Grey Fullbuster approach, while 𝐾𝐻 mocks him. Meliodas, former head of the 10 Commandments, the evil demon prince, once feared by all clans. But what do we have here now? 𝐾𝐻's arm now transforms into a weaponized praying mantis arm. I don't know, I think Jack from Black Clover would really like to have one of those. While the usurper of chaos continues to mock his opponents. A pretty wife, a darling son, and the people of Leonis. More and more things to love, binding you down. A painful sight to see indeed. But 𝐾𝐻's attention isn't at Meliodas. In the blink of an eye and a slash of his wrists, the embodiment of malice slashes the nearby tower. The very tower that Queen Elizabeth is holed up in with her father Bartra, and Meliodas leaps in to save his wife. Do it, man. The curse has been lifted. If she dies this time, she's dead for good. You're not going to get another reincarnation chance again. With his demonic wings, Meliodas arrives just in time to stop the building from being pushed any further. The question now is, can Meliodas keep this up for long? 𝐾𝐻 is just being such a little bitch. He continues to mock his opponent. Have I proven my point, Meliodas? The simplest little things is all that it takes to rob you of your freedom. While Meliodas is trying his best to keep the building from falling forward, Elizabeth is shocked to see something, the magical force within Meliodas. The King of Leonis is using all of his strength and all of his demonic power to keep the building from going forward, as he yells at 𝐾𝐻. That's a big mistake. He claims that he is far more powerful than those 3 millennium ago, and I believe it. Sadly, Meliodas forgot that he left his back exposed, while 𝐾𝐻 takes the opportunity to literally stab him in the back, and yet continues to barrage him with insults. Still claim you're stronger? On what possible basis? Unfortunately for 𝐾𝐻, he also left his back exposed, as Meliodas just appears behind him, saying, "The way I convert every drop of my blood into power, to fight it out for those I love." The fake Arthur turns and is met with a powerful punch to the face. Oh man, I wanted to see this cat get his ass kicked so badly. This scene is just oh, so great. Keep doing this. The fake Eternal King is sent flying backwards and is very confused as to why there's a Meliodas pushing a building and another one that punched him in the face. He doesn't know, but we as fans sure do. This is because of the sacred treasure, Lost Vein, as 5 clones of Meliodas surround and outnumber the confused usurper of chaos. Man, it has been a long time since we've seen the sacred treasure in action. He had it when he faced 𝐾𝐻 the first time, but we never saw the cloning ability. We of course saw full counter, but nothing like this. It's so good to see this cloning ability again. And now's the time to use the shadow clone technique before things get way out of hand. My biggest question is this: is Meliodas going to use his assault mode? I would love to see 𝐾𝐻 facing off against 5 assault mode Meliodases. Meliodai? I don't know. But you get what I mean. Unfortunately, a battle between titans means that rubble is going to be flying all over the place while the citizens of Camelot flee for their lives. And Guinevere would have met her untimely end. Or at least, she would have. In a blink of an eye, the young queen of Camelot finds herself saved by the fox sin of greed, Bon, holed up in his arms on top of a chimney. Bon asks the young queen if she is alright, and she realizes who he is. She asks Bon if he is Lance's father, leaving the fox sin of greed to wonder who the heck he has in his arms right now. And that is how we end chapter 222. Things are starting to pick up in the kingdom of Leonis. Meliodas finally realizes that this is not the same Arthur Pendragon that he knows. Oh geez, really? It took you this long to figure that out? It wasn't the weird sudden change in his personality and the fact that he somehow became racist? Now that he knows that he's dealing with an imposter, we finally get to see the King of Leonis in action again. Not quite at full power like before. Again, I would love to see Arthur versus 5 assault mode Meliodases. That didn't happen 18 years ago, but maybe now we can. Unlike last time when he was too weak after facing his father, the Demon King. I know this chapter was called the 7 Deadly Sins versus the Eternal King, but I've only seen one sin against the Eternal King. I know that the sins are facing off against the chaotic 4 Knights of Evil. It would be nice to see someone get some hits in on Arthur. While we're at it, why not let us see some of these fights in action? I really want to see Deanne versus Pelgard, King versus Warlandane in an epic rematch. And since it got a lot of attention, Bond versus Ironside in a chaotic rematch. Only this time, Bond has to make sure that Guinevere isn't captured or killed by Ironside. Is the Fox Sin of Greed gonna risk it all for his son's happiness? We'll have to see in chapter 223. What you think about this chapter? What was your favorite moment? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, hype it up. And if you love 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Knights of the Apocalypse materials, subscribe for more content coming your way very soon. This has been Dante from the Anime Underworld, and I'll see you mortals later.